Good morning everyone. This is Suguna Pratipati, GDL in Computer Science from TTWRDC Damapeta, where we can learn anything and everything. And I am going to present the topic Entity Relationship Model. Okay. So before going to the topic, here are some of the definitions like what is data and what is information, what is database, like that. Okay. Here, what is data? We know that data is collection of raw facts. Raw facts are some of numerical values, some character values, symbols, images, videos and audios are comes under data values. Here numerical values and character values are comes under traditional data values, whereas images, videos and audios are comes under multimedia data values. Here the numerical values or data values are nothing but 0, 1, 2 up to 9 values. Here the character data values are nothing but the alphabetical values, those are uppercase values, those are A to Z, and lowercase letters are of A to Z. Okay. Here the symbols like question mark, semicolon, comma, hash symbol, address of symbol, and slash symbols, etc. are some special symbols which are used in the computer system. And images and audios and videos are multimedia data values. Okay. So some of the examples for data are, here are the some of the examples. Here it is the character data values, and these are the examples for numerical data values. And what is the definition for information? Information is nothing but the processed data is nothing but information. It has a particular meaning. For example, here the data value is, for example, I want to take the value 2 and I want to take the value 7. Okay. So here it is the separate data value and it is the separate data value, and there is no meaning while the combination of these two values are together. Okay. When we keep any operator in between them, okay, so I placed plus symbol, it gives the value or the result as some other value. Okay. So here the data values are processed with a operation. Okay, it gives a result, that is called information. The processed data is called information. Okay. So here is the difference between data and information, of explaining some of the differences between data and information. So here is the definition for database. Database, before going to know the definition for database, we have to know the topic of file based system. Okay. So at the early generations of computers, that is first generation and second generations of computers, we have to use the file based systems to store the files and the data in the computer memory. Okay. So here if I want to save a file in the computer memory by using file based system. Okay. So this is the file which is saved by me. Okay, which contains the data values as serial number, name, phone number, address and email, and particular details of this table. Okay, I was saved this table in the computer memory in the file based system. Okay. So fine, if some other people asked me to send the details of this file without including this email address details, okay, without including these email address details, I want to send the details like serial number, name, phone number and address only. Okay. So for that purpose I have to create another file which contains the field names or column headings like student number, name and phone number and address, like this student number, name, phone number and address. This is the file 1. I have saved that file as file 1 in the computer memory. In the computer memory, this is assume that this is the computer memory, and I saved the file as file 1. Okay. Then next, some other people asked me to send the details of this file, okay, without including, second one, without including the phone number column, okay, phone number column, without including the phone number column, they asked me to send the details of this file, okay. So at that time I want to create a file which are including student number, name, address and email in that table, that is student number, name, address and email, and those details, particular details are added, and I will save that file as file 2, okay. Then next, some other people asked me to send the details of this file without including the column of address, okay, without including the column address. So it includes the file as serial number, name, phone number and email, okay. Without including the address means it includes serial number, name and the phone number and email address, okay. This is the third file, that is file 3, that is serial number, name, phone number and email, and I will save that file as file 3 in the memory location, okay. So here, while using the file based system, all the files are saved separately, okay. So by saving the files separately, here we observe that in the first file it has displays that in the first file it displays or it contains the details like the student numbers, names and phone numbers and address. In the second file it contains serial number, name, phone number and address, which it is not including the email, and in the third file it includes the serial number, name, address and email number. So here we observe that the data values are duplicated or the repeated values are occurred in number of files. File 1 having the serial number, name, like that values are present, and file 2 is also having the same details of that student number, that is serial number, name and phone number, like that, and file 3 also having serial number, name, phone number and email details. Here what we observed is the data values are redundancy. Redundancy means duplication of data is available while using file based system. So by using this file based system, the first limitation is called redundancy, that is duplication of data. Duplication of data is nothing but redundancy, okay. So by displaying the duplication of data, it is inconsistency. Data is inconsistency. Inconsistency means if we update any file like file 1, file 2, file 3 and the original file, okay, if we want to insert or update any data values in any file, we have to update all the files, file 1, file 2, file 3 and the original file also, okay. So if we update the data values in only one file, it is not affected and it is not updated in another files like file 1, file 2, file 3, okay. So by retrieving any details from file 2, the data values are not updated, so the incorrect values, that is accurate values are not occurred, okay. So these are the number of limitations by using file based system. So to reduce these limitations, we have to use database concept, okay. So now we have to move to the definition for database. Here the database is nothing but the collection of logically related data without having the redundancy, okay, and stored at one place, okay, stored at only one place as one file, okay. So and accessed by multiple number of people having that one file only, okay. Whereas in file based system, multiple users are used the multiple number of files for accessing the data values. Here by using the database concept, only one file is saved, there is no data redundancy and multiple number of people are accessed that file at a time, okay. This is the database. Okay, the next one is database management system. Database management system is a conceptual or a software. It is a software. Okay, the database management system is a commercial software which is used to store the data values, okay, to delete the data values, to maintain the data values, to update the data values, to retrieve the data values, and to manage the database. Okay, so once again, the database management system is a commercial database which is used to store the data values and retrieve the data values, manage the data values, delete the data values. This is the one of the software to develop the database. Okay, to develop the database and to manage the database, we have to use one software. That software is called database management system. Okay na? So this is database management system is a commercial software which is used to create the database, which is used to manage the database. Manage comes under the updation, deletion, retrieving, and modifying the database. Those are all comes under managing of database. To manage entire database, we have to use the software. That software is called database management system. Okay, the next we have to go to the another definition, that is called RDBMS. Before going to that, this is the DBMS definition. A database management system is a system software for creating, managing databases, and the DBMS provides users and programmers with a systematic way to create, retrieve, update, and manage the data. This is the definition for DBMS. And advantages, those are observed in database DBMS. Okay, database management systems. Why we use database management system over file based system? Okay, so here controlling the data redundancy. Okay, so data is consistency here, and data is concurrent values are displayed, and backup and recovery procedures are available in DBMS, and data is independent. Okay, file, so while we using file based system, number of files are dependent each other, number of files are existed, so one file is dependent on other, and another data values are dependent on another file. But whereas in the DBMS only one file is existed and multiple users are used that file, and here there is no dependency of data. Okay, independence of data is existed here. And security, while using file based system, there is no security for the data which is stored in the memory locations. But here the data in the database management systems, we have provide security for the data. Okay, next, the next definition is RDBMS. RDBMS means relational database management system. Relational database management system is nothing but it is the only software which we have to maintain, or which we have to implement the DBMS. Okay, which we have to implement the DBMS, we have to use RDBMS concept. Okay, which are having some of the softwares like SQL, MySQL, PLSQL, and DB2, Oracle. Okay, and some of the softwares which are used to manage the DBMS. Okay, so first of all, the DBMS was developed by E.F. Codd in the year of 1970s. In the year of 1970s. Why RDBMS concept is evolved? Why the RDBMS concept is evolved? Why it is evolved means, while using in the file based system, okay, files are saved in the memory location like separately. So isolation of files are existed. Okay, so here there is no relationship between one file to another file. Okay, So, and the data files are existed in the form of text files. Okay, so by using uh, to implement or to store the data in the form of tables, it is needed to implement the RDBMS concept. Okay, so while whereas to store the data in the form of tables, okay, it can maintain the relationship between tables, and the data displays between those tables commonly by using those relationships. Okay, so to maintain the relationships and to store the data in the form of tables, the concept RDBMS is evolved, okay, which is developed by EF Cord. Okay, the next data models. Okay, so our concept is entity relationship model. So data models are different types of data models are existed. So firstly, data model is mainly used to describe the structure of the data in a database. Okay, so database is used to store the data. Okay, so collection of data is stored in the database. Okay, so to describe the what type of data we have to store in that database, the data model is described. Okay, the data model is described what type of data which we have to store in that database. Okay, so it is defined as, the data models are defined as to describe the structure of data in a database, and that means what type of data and what structure we have to maintain in a database. Okay, so some of the data models are, here are the some of the data models. So here it is relational model, the first one, entity relational model, second one, object database object based data model, and semi structured data model, that is called XML, and the older data models are network model and hierarchical model. Okay, here our concept is entity relationship model, but before going to entity relationship model, what is the structure for relational model? Okay, so after discussing about the relational model, we have to enter into the entity relationship data model. Okay, simply ER model. Okay, here here relational model is nothing but it doesn't have any graphical representation. The data will be displayed in the form of text. Okay, in the form of text, and the database is always, data is represented in the form of tables, means in the form of tables and with the data. Okay, so here this is a table of information, and which contains the columns. The vertical lines are nothing but columns, and the horizontal lines are called rows. Okay, here employee number, employee name, salary, date of joining, department are called columns. Okay, so by using relational model, these columns are called field name. If we use ER model, entity relationship model, these columns are called attributes. Okay, so once again, in the relational model, we can call these column names are called field names. Okay, these columns are called as field names. While we are using entity relationship model, we call these columns as attributes. Okay, these columns as attributes. The different names are displayed. While we are using other concept, that is normalization, in the normalization concept, we can call these column headings called keys. Okay, so only one name, but it will be displays different names in different situations. Okay, only we have, if we create a simple table, okay, if we create a simple table, that is called column names. These are column names in the simple table structure. If we use relational model, these column names are called field names. If we use entity relationship model, Okay, these columns are called attributes. Okay, so while we are using normalization, if we use normalization topic, these column names are called keys. Okay, so concept is same, but it will represent with the different names. Okay, so here the name of table, this is the name of the table, EMP, employee table. So the name of the table it's is called, okay, so here table name, it is called, also called as entity, and it is also called as relation. Okay, okay, in the relational model, ER model, that table name itself is called entity or a relation. Okay, so the table name itself is called an entity or relation. Okay, the next, another new terminology which is displayed on the relational model is here, it is one of the row and it is called as row. Okay, so in the ER model, it is called as a record. It is called as a record. This is called a row or a record, and it is also called as tuple. It is also called as tuple. Okay, so different terminology is used in ER model and relational model. Okay, so in this topic we know that we studied that the column names are also called as field names, attributes and keys, and the row names are also called as record or tuple. Okay, na? The next, here, what is a table? Table is a collection of or the combination of rows and columns. Rows and columns is called the collection of, the combination of rows and columns is nothing but a table. This is one of the example for a table, which is student table, student ID, student name, age and course. Okay, this is one of the table, example table. Okay, the next, what is a field? Okay, field is nothing but the column headings which are present in a table. The column headings which are present in a table is nothing but a field. What is row and what is a record? Record or row is nothing but same. Okay, so the horizontal lines which are present in a table is nothing but a row or a record. Okay, the next, what is a column? Okay, in a table, this is one of the table and this is a column, this is a column, this is a column, this is a column. Here the attributes or the field names, the attributes or the field names. Here it is a attribute, it is a attribute, it is a attribute and it is a attributes. Attributes are mainly defines what type of data we have to enter in that particular column. This particular column, which type of data we are going to store in that particular columns, it defines. Okay, so this is about what is a relational model, what is a table, what is a column, what is a row or what is a record, what is a field. These are the new terminology which are displayed in the relational model. Okay, so in the relational model, the data will be displayed in the form of tables. The table itself is called entity while we are using ER model. Okay, so here in the relational model, the column names itself are called field names and the rows are called records or tuple. Okay, so next, the fields are called the characteristics or attributes of that particular table. Okay, so the next, here coming to our topic, that is ER model. Okay, ER model. What is ER model? That is, ER model is nothing but entity relationship model or entity relationship data model. It was developed by Peter Chen. Okay, it was developed by Peter Chen. Okay, the scientist name is Peter Chen in the year of 1976. Okay, so it is high level conceptual model. Conceptual model means diagrams are used to represent the data values in a database. Okay, the database which contains the data which is in the form of diagrams, not in the form of text. Okay, so it includes symbols and text. Okay, symbols are nothing but the diagrams or graphical representation, and text means the text which is present in the graphics or diagrams. Okay, so some of the diagrams are used in ER model. I will explain in the next slide. Here are some of the facts about ER model. It allows to draw database design. Okay, so why it allows to draw database design means the ER model consisting of conceptual model and చెప్పేసి model. Okay, we said that ER model is a conceptual model. Conceptual means it uses the diagrammatical representation. Diagrammatical representation means it will displace all the diagrams for any entity or any attribute or a relation. Okay, so we have different diagrams for entity and different diagrams for attributes and different diagrams for relations. So we have to show any data which is present in the database with the use of diagrammatical representation. So if we want to display any structure or any database or any file, we have to show in the form of graphical representation. Okay, so the second point is it is a graphical tool for modeling data. Okay, to represent the data in the form of graphical, we are used ER model. Okay, so in other models, data models, what are the data models present in DBMS? Those defines only the data will be displayed on the text model, but while using ER model, it displays the data in the form of diagrams. Okay, it displays the data in the form of diagrams. Okay, GUI representation of logical structure of database. Okay, so here GUI, graphical user interface. Graphical user interface is nothing but some of the diagrams which are used to represent what is the relationship between those entities or those relationships, association between the number of entities that was represented by using graphical user interface. It helps to identify the entity and relationship. Okay, what type of entities are existed in the association and what is the relationship between those entities are existed. Okay, we have to identify by using ER model. Okay, next, here the building blocks of ER model. Okay, here it will displace the building blocks or the components of ER model. Here onwards our subject goes on. Okay, so the main components or building blocks of ER model are, there are 3 building blocks which are present in ER model. Those are entity, attributes and relationships. Okay, so here what is entity, what is attributes, what are the attributes and what are the relationships which are present in ER model, we can see. Okay, here entity, definition for entity. Here, what is entity? Entity means it is an object, that is it is a real it is a class, a person or a place. Okay, so it is object like, it is living things and non-living things comes under, and combination of living and non-living. What are living and non-living objects which are present in the ER model? Okay, entity is nothing but the data values which we are going to store in a database. Okay, so what are the types of data we have to store in the database means, for example, if we take student table, we want to store the data values like student table, we have to maintain the student table, and the student table means it is living organism or living object. Okay, so if we want to maintain the table like orders, okay, it is non-living object. Okay, so here if we take a student table, in that table we have to store the details like student number, student name, student address, email id, and some of the attributes we have to enter. Okay, so here the entity is nothing but is an object or a place or a person or a class. Okay, so here some of the examples are a student database, a customer database, an orders database, and a bank details database. These are the some of the examples. For example, employee is a database and it is a living object, okay, or living database. So that means here in the employee database, what type of data we have to enter in that employee database? We have to enter employee name, employee number, employee salary, and date of joining, and what department they are working. Okay, so these are the details which are going to store in that database. Okay, so the name of the objects or name of the database itself is called an entity. Okay, so here if we want to store the student table in a memory or in the database, okay, student, this is the name of the database, so the name of the database itself is called an entity. Okay, so and here the entity is displayed or represented in rectangle shape of box. Okay, entity is displayed or represented with the help of rectangle symbol box. Okay, so in the entity, what is the name of the database, that will be displayed as text. Here student, so here we can place the uppercase letters or we can place the lowercase letters of that database name. For example, if we want to store the employee database, okay, employee database, so the database name itself is called entity. Okay, and the entity can be represented with the rectangle symbol. Okay, na? So again we have to see the definition for entity. Entity means it is an object, it is a place, it is a person, or it is a class. Okay, for example, if we want to save the details of a student, okay, student details is an entity. Okay, student details is an entity, that means the database name itself is called an entity. So here employee is a database, customers is a database, orders is a database, and customer details, bank details is also one of the database. The database name itself is called an entity. The database name itself is called an entity, and the entity will be represented with the rectangle symbol. The entity will be represented with the rectangle symbol, and rectangle symbol that shows the entity name. Okay, we can show the entity name within the rectangle box. Okay, entity is nothing but the name of the database which is present in rectangle box with lowercase letters or uppercase letters. For example, if we take student database is nothing but student database, it is an entity, and the entity will be represented in a rectangle box. That means we have to represent student in the rectangle box. That is the representation of entity. And the types of entities are weak entity and strong entity. Strong entity means the entity which doesn't depend upon another entity is called strong entity, and it will be represented with the rectangle symbol, and another one is weak entity. Weak entity is nothing but the entity which can be dependent on another entity is called weak entity, and it can be represented as double rectangle symbol with the name of the database inside the rectangle box. Okay, what are the types of entities? Weak entity and strong entity. Weak entity is nothing but the entity which is dependent on another entity is called a weak entity, and it will be shown with the double rectangle symbol. And strong entity is nothing but the entity which is not dependent upon the another entity, that is called strong entity, and it will represented with the rectangle symbol with the database name inside the rectangle symbol. Okay, so here it will shows what is the definition for weak entity, and here loan is the entity and it is strong entity. Okay, here installment is weak entity, and if it exists loan entity, then only the installment entity is existed. Okay, if the loan entity existed, then only the installment entity is existed. So that's why installment entity is nothing but weak entity, and it is always dependent upon the another entity. Okay, next, so the second building block of ER model is attribute. Okay, second building block of ER model is attribute. Attribute is nothing but the characteristics. Attribute is nothing but the characteristics or features of an entity. Okay, characteristics or features of an entity is nothing but an attribute. Okay, for example, if we take the entity is student, if we take an entity is student, okay, here is student entity, and the attribute is nothing but the characteristics are nothing but what type of data we are going to store in this database. Okay, in this database, so what type of data we can store in this database? We can store student number, we can store student name, we can store address, we can store marks, we can store that is email IDs of that particular students. These are that is student number, student name, address, that is marks, email address of that particular student is called attributes of this database. Okay, so attribute is nothing but the characteristics or features of an entity is called attribute. Okay, so every database or every entity having some particular attributes list. For example, if we take employee entity, okay, employee entity. So employee entity, what are the details we may enter in the database of employee? Here we can save employee number, employee name, salary, and date of joining, and some other details we will save in that particular database. And here employee number, employee name, salary, date of joining, these are comes under attributes. Okay, so what are the attributes? The attributes are nothing but the characteristics or the features of an entity is nothing but an attributes. Okay, so here example is given: ID, age, contact number, and name, okay, etc. can be attributes of student. Okay, so what type of data and what the data should be stored by the user in a database, that is decided through attributes. Okay, without the attributes we cannot save any data in a database. For example, if we take the employee table, that is employee database, so database name is displayed here, and we cannot take any attributes. So by this Is there any chance to store any data in this database? No. Here, if we can take the attributes like employee number, employee name and salary, so we can save employee number as 1, employee name as A, and employee salary as some salary. Okay, so by using the attributes list, then only we can save some particular details of an entity. Okay, so we have to save the data values based on the attributes list. Okay, here the attributes are displayed or represented with the symbol called ellipse. Okay, oval shape of symbol or ellipse symbol. Okay, so here the attribute, the entity is represented with the rectangle symbol and the attributes are represented with the oval shape of symbol. Okay, so here is the example. It can shows it. This is the rectangle symbol which denotes the entity, that is entity name is called student, and the characteristics or the features for student is phone number, ID, the name, address of particular student, and the attributes and the entities are connected through a line. Okay, so connected through a line. Okay, so here the entities and the attributes are represented like this diagram. Okay, na? Here, so entity, it is the entity and the attributes are connected with this entity as oval shape of symbols. For example, if you take employee, employee is the entity and it is represented with the rectangle symbol, and this is the employee number, this is the employee name, and it is the salary attribute, and it is the so here we can display an entity and an attribute with the symbols like entity is in rectangle symbol and attributes are shown with the oval shape of symbol, and those two are connected with a line. Okay, so the next types of attributes. Okay, types of attributes, different types of attributes are present in a ER model. Some of the different types of attributes which are present in ER model are, first one is the key attribute. Okay, key attribute. Key attribute is nothing but primary key attribute. Primary key attribute is nothing but if any attribute, okay, for example, this is the student table or student entity, and here student ID and phone number, name and age of that particular student, these are the attributes. If any attribute which is shown with the underline, this ID is represented with the underline. So if any attribute is represented with the underline, that is called key attribute. Okay, key attribute. Key attribute is nothing but it can displays the data values uniquely. Okay, it can displays the data values uniquely. Okay, so and it is also doesn't allows duplicate values and null values at that particular column. For example, here we take a student table, that is student is the entity name, and we have the table structure as like this. Here it is ID and it is the name, and this is the age, and this is phone number. Okay, so here ID is the primary key attribute. Okay, so ID is the primary key attribute which shown or which is represented with the underline. Okay, so if we take the ID or any attribute as primary key attribute, okay, key attribute that doesn't accept null values and duplicate values. For example, if I want to enter 1, 2, 3 and 2, so here 2 is the duplicate value and it doesn't accept the null value or duplicate value again and again. Okay, so to enter the values effectively, we have to select one of the attribute as primary key attribute. Okay, key attribute. The next one is composite attribute. Composite attribute is nothing but an attribute which can be divided into number of attributes. An attribute which can be divided into number of attributes is nothing but composite attribute. Okay, here name of particular candidate. So here the name of the particular candidate. So in some of the application forms we seen like this: first name, enter the first name, middle name, last name of a particular person. So this is the attribute, and this attribute is divided into number of attributes. This is called composite attribute. The next one is multi-valued attribute. Multi-valued attribute is nothing but the attribute which can shows multiple number of values in a particular attribute. For example, phone number of particular candidate. Okay, phone number of particular candidate. So if one person having one mobile number and he is also having another mobile number, two mobile numbers are available for particular candidate. Thus that type of attributes are called multi-valued attribute. Multi-valued attribute is displayed or represented with the double ellipsed symbol. Double ellipsed symbol. Okay, so we have to take that is address. Okay, address of particular candidate. Address is also street, house number, the next village, the next mandal, district and pin code of particular details of particular person. Okay, so it is also divided into number of parts. Okay, next one is, this is the multi-valued. So here derived attribute. The another one is derived attribute. Attributes are different types of attributes: key attribute, multi-valued attributes, and composite attribute, and derived attribute. Okay, so here derived attribute is nothing but the attribute values which are derived from another attribute. Okay, derived from another attribute. The values which are comes with the help of another attribute is called derived attribute. For example, date of birth of a candidate. Okay, here is the one of the attribute called date of birth, and by using this date of birth attribute we can gain or we can extract the age of that particular candidate, particular student. Okay, so age is calculated with the help of date of birth of a particular student. So this is called derived attribute. Derived means the values which are derived from another attribute. So here this is the student entity, and here name is one of the attribute, date of birth, roll number, age. So the derived attributes are represented with the oval shape of symbol. Oval shape of symbol. So finally, what are the types of attributes and which types of representations are there? Okay, so entity can be represented with rectangle, and weak entity can be represented with double rectangle, and attribute is represented with oval shape of symbol. And in this attributes there are number of types of attributes, that is multi-valued attribute. So one attribute is divided into number of attributes is called multi-valued, and derived attribute is represented with the oval shape of, and this is composite attribute, and multi-valued attribute is represented with the double oval shape of symbol. Okay, so the next, so in the ER model the building blocks are called, one is entity, another one is attribute. Okay, what are the building blocks which are present in ER model? That is, one is entity and another one is attribute. Here entity having two types and entity is represented with the rectangle symbol, and entities are having two types of entities, strong entity and weak entity. Okay, strong entity is represented with the rectangle symbol, and weak entity is represented with double rectangle symbol. Here second building block of ER diagrams or ER model is attribute, and the attribute is represented with the oval shape of symbol. Okay, so these are the characteristics of these entities. Okay, every entity must have number of attributes. Okay, so different types of attributes which are present in ER model are, one is simple attribute. Simple attribute or single valued attribute, only one value we can enter, that is called for example, if we enter age of a particular candidate, so if a particular person or a student having only one particular age, we cannot enter two ages for only one person. Okay, we cannot enter two ages for a particular person. Okay, so this is only single valued attribute. Single valued attribute is represented as usual with the help of that oval shape of symbol. The next composite attribute. Composite attribute is nothing but the attribute which can be divided into number of attributes is called composite attribute. The next multi-valued attribute. Multi-valued attribute is nothing but the multiple number of values which are entered for one particular attribute, that is represented with the double oval symbol. The next derived attribute. Derived attribute is nothing but the attribute values which are derived from another attribute is called derived attribute, and it is represented with oval shape of, that is a dotted oval shape of symbol. Okay, so these are called the building blocks of entity, the building blocks of entity relationship model. Here the third building block of entity relationship model is relationships. Okay, so relationship is nothing but the association between the entities. Association between the entities. This is the one entity and this is another entity. If there exists any association between these two entities, that is called relationship. Okay, is there any existence of association between these two entities are called relationship. Okay, the relationship will be displayed with the help of the symbol rhombus, with the help of rhombus symbol or diamond shape of symbol. Okay, so relationship is nothing but the association between the two entities is nothing but the relationship. Okay, so it is represented with the help of rhombus symbol, or it is also called as diamond shape of symbol. Here the relationships are weak relationship and strong relationship. Strong relationship is nothing but entire entities, both the entities are totally participated. Okay, totally participated in a relation, that is called strong relation, and it will be represented with the diamond shape of symbol, only diamond shape of symbol. Okay, single diamond shape of symbol. Whereas in the weak relations, weak relationship is nothing but partially association, partially existence of association partially in between two entities. Okay, in between two entities there is the association existed as partially. Okay, this is one entity and this is another entity, and the association between these two entities is partially. Okay, partially, that is called weak relationship, and the weak relationship should be represented with the symbol double diamond symbol. Okay, double diamond symbol. Okay, so the types of relationships which are existed in ER model are types of relationships. Here first one is four types of relationships are present in the ER model. One is one-to-one relationship. One-to-one relationship is nothing but here when only one instance of an entity is associated with the relationship, then it is known as one-to-one relationship. Okay, so here if we take one entity and here another entity. If one instance of one entity is associated with one instance of another entity, one instance is associated with only one instance of another entity. Here instance is nothing but one record of information. Okay, one record of information. Record is nothing but one full entire row of information. Okay, so that instance, one instance of information is associates with another one instance of another entity is called one-to-one relationship. Here the example for one-to-one relationship is a female married to one male. Okay, one entity is related to one entity. Here female is one entity and male is another entity. Okay, next, one to many relationship. As we mentioned, in the one to one relationship, only one instance is participated in the association with the another entity. Here one to many is nothing but here one entity from one instance from one entity is associates with the number of instances. It is one instance from one entity is associates or related with number of instances of another entity is called one to many relationship. Okay, so here is the example, that is scientist invents number of inventions. Okay, one scientist may invent number of inventions. Okay, next, many to one relationship. Here many to one relationship means here from first entity many instances are takes place, and from the second entity only one instances takes place in the relationship, participated in the association. So many instances are participated from first entity and only one instance from second entity is called many to one relationship. Here example for many to one is number of students enrolled for one course. Okay, number of students, for example BSc. Okay, BSc students are, number of students are 30 and 30 students are enrolled for only one course, that is MPC. Okay, okay, this is the one to many to one relationship. Okay, and so many to many relationship. Here many instances from left side entity is associates with the many instances of another second entity. So here example is many employees are assigned to many projects. Many employees are assigned to many projects. This is called many to many relationship. Okay, and next, degree of relation. Okay, degree of relation. Degree of relation is nothing but how many number of entities which are participated in an association. Okay, the number of entities which are participated in a relation is called degree of relationship. If in the relation only one entity is participated, that is called unary, and the degree of relationship is called 1. Okay, if in the relation two entities are participated, that is called binary degree of relation, and the degree of relation is 2. Okay, so if the three entities are participated in a association, participated in a relation, that is called 3 entities are participated, that the degree of the relationship is 3. Okay, so here the number of entities which are participated in an association or in the relationship is called degree of the relation, based on the number of entities which are attached with the relationship. Here, okay, types of degree of relationships are unary degree, binary degree, ternary and n-ary degree. Okay, unary means only one entity is participated. Binary means two entities are participated, and ternary means 3 attributes or entities are participated. N-ary means n number of attributes, n number of entities are participated in a relation. Okay, so here are the examples. The first one, unary, one student manages number of students. For example, in a class, one leader, so he is also one of the student, and student manages number of students. Okay, number of students. Okay, this is 1-to-1 relationship. Only one entity participated. In that entity, the relation will be looping. Relation will be participated. Association is existed. Okay, the next, secondary. Binary is nothing but 2 instances or 2 entities are participated. Okay, 2 entities, that is customer entity and account. This is one of the entity, this is another entity, and it is the participation, that is relation. Okay, customer has account. Okay, here 2 entities are participated in a relation. That means this is called degree of the relation is called 2. 2 entities are participated. Okay, the next, third, ternary. Degree of relation is nothing but here 3 entities, employee and department, location. These 3 entities are participated in a relation. That is called, the degree of the relation is called ternary. That is called, the degree of the relation is 3. Okay, 3 entities are participated in a relation. Okay, so based on the number of entities which are participated in a relation is called degree of the relation. So okay, so this is the entire structure for number of entities and number of attributes which are connected to the entities and the entities which are participated in the relationship. Here student is one of the entity, course is another entity, subjects is another entity, lecturer is another entity, and here attends is the relation, has is the relation, teaches is the relation, takes is the relation, and teaches is the relation. Okay, so here the attributes, this is the key attribute because it is shown or represented with the underline, and it is the that is derived attribute which shown with the dashed ellipse, and it is multi-valued attribute, and it is composite attribute. So these are the number of attributes. Okay, so student attends course, number of students attends number of courses. Okay, course having, this is the key attribute, and course has number of subjects. Okay, so subjects teaches, one subject teaches one lecture, one subject teaches one lecture, and lecturer teaches number of students, number of lecturers, students teaches one student or number of students. Here is the entire graphical representation that is in the ER model. Okay, ER model is nothing but the diagrammatical representation, only the diagrammatical representation with the text values. Okay, headings, text values are present. Okay, here entire diagrammatical representation is represented as this. Okay, so by using this is the structure and logical structure of the data or database. So by using this logical structure, we can easily convert these values as physical structure. Physical structure means these values can be easily converted into tabular formats of data, easily converted into tabular formats of data easily. Okay, so this is the lecture about entity relationship model. Thank you one and all.